When we think about what support looks like, we talked about public support, we're talking about political will and commitment at the policy level. What about families? What can families do, and what role are families currently playing? Are trans and non-binary youth generally getting support from families?
In our households, absolutely not. And I think that we know why. We grew up in spaces, most of us grew up in spaces where we were raised Baptist, we were raised Christian. It was go to church or you do nothing. It was leave from church on Sunday, go to church on Wednesday, Bible study on Saturday. There were all of these different things. And all of that stuff helps to inform the ways in which we think about what it means to be good and what it means to be right as a Black person. When we think about the ideas of what it means to be queer while being Black, we already know that there's a stigma against that. So think about what it means to be transgender. What does it mean to ascend the gender and then go against God completely, right? And literally tell God that you don't agree with something that, this God did. And that's whether or not you agree with the God that was, bestowed upon you at birth or not. The problem that I think is that in Black communities and in a large part of the communities is that we're not trying to raise kids to be their own selves. We're trying to raise little versions of ourselves. We want kids to embody all of the things that we couldn't. So if I couldn't become the basketball star, you're going to do it because that was my dream. If I couldn't become the ballerina, you're going to do it because that was my dream. If I never made it out of the hood, if I never made it out of these messed up situations, you're going to. And the sad part about it is that as Black folk, we have to recognize and realize that our children are not our second chance to get it right. You don't get to tell your child that they're not transgender because you wanted a second chance at being a better man or a better woman. You don't get to tell them that they don't get to be who they are and get to love the way that they want to because you need grandchildren to suffice your fact that you didn't think that you did the best job with your own. This is not your do-over. And a large part of the reason why we're seeing issues with folks not getting support that they need in the home is because there are far too many folks trying to get their second chance to their children. And when they realize that those children have plans for themselves and that those children have thoughts and that they're actual people and not just little mini-me's, we often see those people be disproportionately thrown out of homes and into homelessness, which is a whole other conversation.